Okay, campers, first mistake. Hey campers. As you can see today, Trevor and I are wandering down to the bottom here by the pond. We're going to look for a place to work on the kayak. Got some stuff I want to do on the kayak, and if you haven't noticed, got a bit of an infection in my mouth. Had to go to the dentist and get 2 teeth pulled out, so it's a little swollen on one side. It's always a good look. Anyway, what we're planning on doing today is putting the square latch in my Hobie. I have the round hatch. It's distorted for some reason, and I thought everybody said that the square hatch is way better. And so I bought the square hatch and the bucket with it. I'm not sure if I'll use the bucket. The main reason I wanted the square hatch was it's a bigger opening for me to get things to store in my Hobie down at the bottom. I couldn't get some things in because they were a little bit too big for the standard round hole. So that's the plan today. Hobie is still sitting on top of the trailer, so we're going to get that down and find a place to do some work and work on that. And we'll bring you along so you can see if I screw up. You won't. Later. Well, I had to run into town to go and get some screws and whatnot for the mod to my Hobie. So I thought while on my way back I'll have a quick look here at Lake Sutherland. Thought I'd just take a run down there quickly, so let's go see. A quick scout, Lake Sutherland. Well, the wood is a lot higher than it was the last time I came out here, which was about 8 years ago. Well, whoops. But it says there that it should be open. Open season March, September. Wow. Well, let's go further down and see what happens. It's an adventure after all. Well, apparently it is closed. And kind of windy. Well, but you can see Lake Sutherland. Apparently still closed. Huh. That's a bummer. I wanted to find out about that. Oh well, back to the Hobie to do our stuff. Okay, we're back at the farm. Lake Sutherland was a bust. Apparently they're only open in the open season on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So that's why it was closed. This happens to be a Tuesday. Well, at least I know we've got somewhere to go. Anyway, back to the Hobie. I have to get this off of here and set it up so we can work on it. But I wanted to show you something. And I don't know if you guys have seen this before. Look at this latch. See this here? The whole cover has buckled. Now, this happened a while ago. And I don't know if anybody else has seen that. And I don't know why it's happened. I've always made sure that it was clean and whatever when I closed it down. But for some reason, it buckled anyway. So that was good enough reason for me to take it out anyway and replace it with a new one. So that's what we're going to do. But first I have to go and get my assistant to help me with this mod. So be right back. Okay campers, so the plan is get the Hobie off, get it down where we can work on it, make sure we have everything together and get it going. I went and got my assistant, but apparently he's gonna sunbathe first, so yeah, anyway, so let's get on with it. Let's get that thing off. Okay, it's a little windy, but basically what I got to do is got to unscrew this to get this off. So you can see that ledge there, and I'm not sure why it does that, but as soon as I try and tighten it down, this side has pulled in, but these are not. Don't know if anybody else had that problem. Could take my bucket out. What I did was I went to the store. I took a screw out of here. Went to the store and got the same stainless steel screws to put the rectangular one in it. Obviously it takes more screws than this one does. So I got extra screws. Now what I got to do is take this out, measure it all out, get it laid out, and then cut it, and then mount it back in. Hopefully it'll work. If it goes as well as my tooth has, I don't know. Okay, so we took the round one out, and it has the base and the waterproofing seal. Took that out. I'm going to have a look at this and see why it wasn't working properly, but we'll do that later. And this goes in here, so we're going to have to line this up, and of course we've got the seal, the under plate that we're going to screw into, obviously, and then the top plate. So the plan is we're going to use the under plate, which I'm hoping is exactly the same. One of the reasons is right here you have these gaps, and that's where these things fit into, but they're on all four sides, so it shouldn't be a problem. So what we got to do is get this all lined up now. Get that all lined up the way we want it. Mark it out, and then cut it. Ooh, that's going to be exciting. So that's what we have to do, get it all lined up. We'll do that right now. Okay campers, first mistake. I measured it out. As you can see, I lined the inside up, and what I did was I used the previous screw hole as being center, assuming it was center. Then I marked it out, and you can see, there you go. I had it all marked out and marked it out, and I did a double check. Look here, from here to the edge, there's about a ½ inch difference. So that makes me think that the circle wasn't in the middle anyway. So now I have a dilemma. Do I change it or do I leave it? Do I move it the ½ inch that way, like that, and remark it, or do I leave it? I think we move it, put it in the center. There you go. First mistake. Don't assume things are correct when they're there. So now you can see I remarked it, where I moved this edge over about 1/4 of an inch from the inside to there to the inside to there. And then I checked from there to there, and they're a lot more similar. The distances are about the same, so it's a little bit better centered. So I'll be cutting on the outside there and the inside here to move it across. So don't assume things are correct when you use them. Check anyway. Fortunately, I caught that. And so we move on. This is not as easy as it seemed. I watched all sorts of people do this. Steve, you made it look so easy, buddy. I'm struggling. All right, we carry on. Okay, we cut the hole. Now I've got to clean the edges and make sure it fits. So, here's hoping. Well, that fits. I think. This. Oh. Wow. Put the screws in. Allegedly. We'll see. Okay, getting these screws in, once you got them lined up, it's still not easy. The bracket at the bottom that you measured off that goes underneath, you really have to hold in tight when you screw the screws in for it to catch and drill into it. So you really have to get a good grip and push up from the bottom and screw in. Get it to catch that bottom. So pay attention to that. There you are. Got them all in. All the screws in, it's tight. Now that I made a mess in my Hobie. Let's see if it closes. There you go. Looks good to me. Hopefully, it'll do what I want it to do. The main reason for doing this was to have a bigger opening here to put stuff into the hull when I go kayak camping. With the small circle, a lot of the stuff like my sleeping bag I couldn't get in there because the hole wasn't big enough. There was plenty of room underneath, but I just couldn't get to it. So now putting this in, I have a bigger area to put stuff in. That was the main reason. And the other reason was the other circular latch didn't close properly. It was getting water in there. What I've seen is that the lid is bowed, so it didn't close properly. So I figured it was time to replace it anyway. So there you go, my rectangular latch. Oh, don't forget, this fits. Huh. Well, at least that fits. Whoa. There you go. So, latch done. Gonna have to test it now. Make sure the kayak doesn't leak. So, I'm thinking the pond. There you go.